Season 60, War number 12, today we've matched up against Universal Stars. The bands are Bastion, Sinister, Okoye, Thanos, and Kushala, and my team today is going to be Vox, the Maker, and Spider-Woman. And I'm starting today on Path 6 against this infamous Iron Man using Vox. And this is a very special war for us because this is the gateway to our first ever top 10 placement in the leaderboard. I know this is a weird season, not every alliance is pushing, but currently we are 4th in the world as of this war, and even with it being a weird season, getting top 10 for the first time ever is super huge in my opinion, and I'm super proud of us for that. So yeah, the only alliances we've lost to this season have been the top 3 current podium alliances, so we've been pretty dominant outside of the 3 hard pushing alliances right now. So yeah, this iDoom is kind of nothing. It's just we go to special 2 with Vox, and then we have a Vigilance, and then the nodes don't matter, and then yeah, he's dead. So we're just gonna go ahead and move on to fight the Captain Britain next. Rank 4 Captain Britain on node 15. And we're narrow shock immune with Maker, so there's like no threat to the fight. It's just it lasts a little bit longer than most Maker fights would because the exhaustions are reducing all of your mind damage, and inequity is also part of the exhaustion, so it just takes a little while to kill her, but it's a pretty easy fight. Well, very easy fight because it's almost impossible to die here. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and push her in the corner, and I'm gonna go for my special 1. And then we put the mine in the corner, kind of right where I want it. I would like it a little bit closer to the wall, but that's fine too. And then she steps over it, which is great. Gonna go ahead and go for the evade into my special 2. And then, or evade into my heavy attack, I mean. And then we'll just go for a couple heavies right here. Keep making the mine come back faster. Go ahead and go for a burst of damage right there. And then I probably should go for a special 1 here, but I don't instead. Yeah, I just go for a special 2, but I shouldn't have done that because it wasn't going to kill. Even with the 5 suppressions, we're just getting our crit damage reduced by so much that it just wasn't going to work. And inequity, so that's 36% less attack, but it's okay. Because I'm going to go for just a couple heavy attacks, and then I'm going to drop a special 1. And she's going to die from like 1 more heavy attack after. So dashes in, and then I go for my heavy right here, and that'll finish the job. So yeah, she goes down right there, and we'll go ahead and move on to fight Mangog on node 26 now. This is not much of anything for Spider-Woman. We're just gonna alternate lights and mediums till we get to special 2, and then drop a special 1 and he dies. He'll get a little bit of power gain in this fight because Supercharge is going to trigger, and then the Intensify node will trigger on accident a couple times, but other than that, it's kind of nothing. So I'm going to get him to drop a special 2 right here in a moment, which he does right there, and then he gets the power gain, but that doesn't really matter. In fact, I'm going to wither at least a little bit of it, which is helpful, and then we'll get a little bit of that power back after the wither expires. So yeah, now I have a power gain passive on me, which is pretty cool. And then go for my special 1, he drops his special 2 and he's dead. Barely a 30-second fight. And we'll move on to fight this M.O.D.O.K here with Vox, and this one is one eye open and another node that doesn't matter. It's one eye open and protection, basically. I'm going to mess up at the start because I genuinely didn't realize that M.O.D.O.K auto blocks through the parry stun. I just didn't realize he did that, so it's annoying, but once I get to my special 1, it's kind of lights out, because then I'll have an undermine pretty much the entire fight. So he can't actually auto block me. So I did make a mistake. My combat regen boost is getting reversed a little bit, but it's not that bad. We probably healed more than we lost, but it's just annoying. I probably should have thought of that, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. I go for my special 1 right here. That's 23 degens, and that's definitely enough to kill M.O.D.O.K. I just have to play aggressive, increase their potency and stuff. And then I'm going to bait 1 more special 1, and then we'll go for another special attack right here, pause them, and then he drops. So yeah, M.O.D.O.K goes down, and then we'll start taking minis now, starting with this Rintrah here on node 37. This one I've taken a couple times with Spider-Woman before. It's pretty simple. You either get yourself rooted so Rintrah doesn't go unstoppable, or if he roots himself, then you just have to wait the root out because he will be unstoppable. Yeah, it's not really that difficult, especially when Spider-Woman's debilitates are severe, even though they don't look like it right now because it's a visual bug. She does still have the severe debilitates versus Mystics. It's just they don't look that way. It's a visual bug, so you'll see once he drops the special that those debilitates do stay, and then the ensnare, which is not meant to be severe, does get purified. So yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I originally thought that it was a bug that they were just not severe, but it's only visual, so it makes it easier to deal with. So he drops a special 2 here, and then I think, yeah, I'm going to let him root himself, and then the ensnare failed the unstoppable, which is nice, but apparently he's still placing ruptures on me, and I didn't realize that until after it happened, that I have 13 ruptures on me, which I thought that it would only happen if he was unstoppable, but apparently he is just making contact when he's rooted, which I should have known better and known that was the case. I just didn't think about it. So yeah, that's an annoying bit of health loss, but 13 ruptures and we're still at 87%. So like, yeah, I don't think it mattered too much. And then he'll drop a special 1 and then he dies. So we'll go ahead and move on to fight this Jean Grey here. I could have taken this with Vox, honestly could have taken this with Maker, but we're gonna use Spider-Woman for it, because she's the best of the 3 in my opinion for this fight. And then, yeah, it's just hit her during poison, and then played slightly passive during Rupture. I gave myself a special drain pre-fight, which is not gonna last very long, because I'm not really using heavy attacks to knock her down, but we'll get, one little use out of it, which is fun. And it's not very potent, because it's with a synergy member or a tech champ that actually makes it kind of potent when you're using Maker's pre-fights, but it's fine. It's still a little something, even though I didn't really keep it up. There was no reason not to use it, because I'm still going to have 3 pre-fights for Maker's next fight. So I'm going to go ahead and counter her special right here, and then the Rupture phase is about to start, and then I'm going to intentionally drop the special 1 to her block, because I know I can react fast enough. And then I won't get ruptured from the special 1. So yeah, here, baiting her special, she doesn't feel like throwing it, then she does. And then I'm gonna go ahead and combo her, burn the poison phase again, which is perfect. Tried to go for an intercept, she didn't want to, but it's fine. Special 1, and then she's gonna drop hers right there. 25% left on her health pool, and then I'll hit her just once and then back up. Have a couple Neros on me, but it's fine, they're not that bad. And then, yeah, this fight's going perfectly fine. I'm gonna go ahead and drop a special 1 right here. I was really hoping she would drop hers before her force field comes back, but she's gonna choose not to. And then the force field does come back, and yeah, she barely loses any health because of it. But we're just gonna combo her to death right here. I knew I'd be taking rupture damage, but I don't care, because I knew she was gonna die from the combo relic stuff. So she goes down there, and then we'll go ahead and fight this Onslaught here with Maker. Onslaught is a very much of a joke of a matchup with Maker, because we're Neuroshock immune, we're Inverted Controls immune, so the only nodes are really this falter timer, like the only thing to the fight in the falter timer, which is actually funny, because he kept triggering the unfazed mastery, which actually did trigger the node, which makes sense that it would, but I just didn't even think about unfazed being a possible thing that could happen, because like, yeah, Maker's safe against unfazed, but not if there's a falter node making it a little bit more annoying. But also we can just manage it well, so it's not like it's that big a deal. And then I'm gonna go ahead and go for another heavy attack here. He's taking a lot of damage from that mine, which is great, and then he'll drop a special 2 right here, which is great. And then I'm gonna go ahead and go for another evade mine trigger right here, and then we're gonna drop another special 1 right there, because I didn't think a special 2 would kill. So we're just gonna go ahead and dump a little bit of power, and then go for another heavy attack here, and then we'll be back to our special 2 pretty fast because the power reroute making it easier. Did not lend the heavy there. His heavy reach is honestly really pathetic. It's probably my least favorite thing about him because it's very bad. I don't really know why. It's just very short. So that makes 2 Reed Richards in the game with horrible heavy reach. Kind of funny, but do a massive burst of damage at the end of that special 2, and then he goes down. So now I'll go fight the Solvarch here with Vox. Gonna use a PS1 boost, and just like the penny I took last war, or a war before that, I don't remember when. It was recently though. I think it was the war before last war. We are just going to drop a special 1 to place degens and then never consume them back, so that I always have degens active after my special 1, because that's the only way I'm going to be able to gain power. Otherwise, I will be unable to drop a special attack the rest of the fight and probably die for power detonation, and that doesn't sound fun to me. So we are just going to drop the special 1s after the degens expire. So I dex it right here. I'm very inconsistent with the special 1 dex, as I've learned. I keep doing them early. I'm getting some of them consecutively, but most of the time I'm gonna get clipped by it a little bit. There I get Blacksterity, so I was actually late on it that time, but whatever. Another special 1 here. We're placing around 15 to 17 degens each special 1 if I time it right. There he just decides to special intercept me. That one's not even my fault, so that's cool. Fine, cool, I mean, like, not cool at all, but it's fine. And then I push him to 2 bars. I think he chooses to drop a special 1. 10 degens, not a lot, but it's fine. Yeah, he chooses a special 1 here. And then I need him to drop another one, which he does. And then, yeah, 10 degens left, but they're gonna fall off before he dies. Then I'll go for a combo right here. Place 13 of them. And then he's almost dead. So another dex, and then we'll go in, and then he dies right here. So final fight of the war, final fight of my season is going to be an Arnim Zola war boss with Spider-Woman. Taken this a couple times before, and this one is going to go very well as well. This might have been the longest solo, I think, because this one was definitely not fast, but it went very well. We do have the Maker pre-fights, which are helpful here, because I can actually, attempt to keep them up a lot more, because I want to use heavy attacks anyway against Zola. So yeah, we'll be able to use the Cowardice, the Instant Burst, and the Special Drain a bit more. If you're wondering if the Instant Burst actually affects Power Stings, it doesn't. But the thing it does affect is the extra burst of damage that Spider-Woman does, depending on what bar of power the opponent threw. Because her and Spider-Ham, they have a secondary Power Sting effect, basically, that makes them do more damage if the opponent dropped a Special 1 or Special 2. That will get increased. The Power Sting damage itself won't. It's weird how it works, but basically Power Stings are as independent as an effect can get. There's like no increasing them, and there's no decreasing them. They just kind of exist, and they're all direct damage. Anyway, I'm just going to do a Special 2 and then a Special 1, and then race back to a Special 2 again. The reason being is I just want to go ahead and cap my Furies once again before I just start spamming more Power Stings. So I notice my Retribution's falling off relatively fast anyway, and even though I could have gotten another Special 1 off before it goes away, I just decided I'm going to go ahead and cap my Furies out. So we're going to rush the Special 2. And then we'll go ahead and do that. So all my passives are still active, which is good. There he drops a Special 1 again. I think they're going to fall off pretty soon though. Yeah, it's right here. He doesn't dash in immediately, so I couldn't get a heavy charge off. But it's fine. It's not like they really were doing that much. It's just they're kind of cool. So I am going to cap my Furies out here. That's the second time that happened, where I dex the Special 1 early and then evade the last hit, and then I do a light attack, which I thought was going to register as a dash attack, but didn't. It's just annoying, but whatever. So I'm going to go ahead and get the heavy counter off of his Special 1. I should have known the spacing wasn't right there. I know better than that, but it's fine. So I'm going to go ahead and let him drop a Special 2. Hopefully get the dex on it so I can refresh my Furies, and he gives me the spacing I need to be able to dex it, which is beautiful. He does have the disintegration on me, but I don't really care. and then he'll drop a special 1, bring him down to 12%. Retribution's going to fall off before I get another Power Sting cycle going, but also Zola's just going to drop anyway. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and push him to special 2 with my special 1, and then that's going to be lights out. So, special 1 thrown, and then he drops a special, and that is my season. So, anyway, this war is currently still ongoing. If we win, we'll be 4th place. If we lose, we'll probably still be top 10. I almost guarantee we'll still be top 10. So this is officially the Book of the Vishanti's first ever top 10 placement, and I'm super happy that we've been able to make it here. So yeah, big shout out to all the guys this season, all the other officers and planners. They worked their butts off this season to set all of the other players up for success, and very thankful to all of them for putting in their additional time and efforts into planning our wars. And to all 29 of the other Alliance members, 28 technically, because one player has 2 accounts, thank you all for being the greatest teammates ever, and I'm super proud to have helped us get to this first top 10 slot with you guys. So this is my final season stats, 92-1. This is my best season since my last Deathless season, which was, I think, in the Decay tactic was my last Deathless season. So yeah, this was, I think, my best season stat-wise since then, which, you know, feels pretty good. Kill to death ratio 98.91%, and yeah, I had 1 less fight than last season. I took 93 last season, 92 this one. But yeah, still pretty high fight count, as I like to keep it. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed watching all the war videos this season, and we'll be looking forward to Season 61 starting in a couple weeks. So, see y'all then. Bye.